Welcome everyone to Sussex Youth Theatre Surgery Live.
Where we go beneath the skin and get the answers to all the questions you want answered.
Yes, from theatre, TV, film, singing, news, gossip and advice. You send in the questions and we will answer them.
Don't forget the talent spot.
Yes, the talent spot where you, your film could be chosen to appear on here live. So come and share your talent with all our followers.
So Mitch, what's the theme for our show?
Agents.
Travel agents.
No, not travel agents. I don't think they're much in demand at the moment. We have managed to get hold of one of the hottest agents available at the moment in the UK, Sam Dodd from Carey Dodd Associates, who is waiting backstage, and she's going to answer any questions our lovely followers have.
And we want everyone to get involved. So please type your questions below and we'll see if we can help you. Also, if there are any parents or older human beings who have any questions, do fire away.
Okay. Shall we crack on then?
I was waiting for you.
Yes, whatever. So on the show today, we have Aisha, our lovely rising star, doing her first ever spot. We have Sam Dodd backstage ready to talk to us about her life in show business. And we have the hot talent spot. It's really hot today. Could it be you? You need to carry on tuning in to find out. So let's get on with it. Kicking off, we have a jam-packed show, or should I say ham-packed show, and first up is our lovely rising star, Aisha. So Aisha, this is your first ever rising star spot. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, I can talk for a while, so this spot might be a while.
Okay, I might have to push you on then. Go on then.
Obviously, there's not really much that I can be doing right now because we all have to stay safe. So one thing that I've been doing for almost a year now, every single day, is I've been doing daily reflections on my Instagram, which I think are really important for everyone to do because everyone always focuses on bad parts of the day, but after like a really long hard day and you just sit back and like review everything that's happened, you always see that there's way more good than there is bad. So I think it's really important for everyone to do that. And
I just have to say, I love seeing your Instagram there. So it comes up on my feed and I have a little look of what you've been up to, and it's always really positive. If anybody else wants to follow you on Instagram, have a look down there and you can follow Aisha there, and you can see her uplifting stories at the end of the day. They're really good, and some of them are really funny.
I always try to add comedy. It always adds to the day, you know, have a good laugh. It just makes every day so much better.
Yeah.
But I always like to put music, and something that I've been doing lately is at school we've been writing songs, and I've been doing mine, and I play piano and violin, but I've also been using GarageBand, which is this app that you can download. I think you can get it on a laptop, but you can definitely get it on like your iPhone, iPad, and it's really helpful because you can like record your own audio, like turn it up or turn it down, and then add like drums, which I can't play, which is very helpful, and all these other instruments on, which really adds to a song. And I've been really enjoying using that lately. It's been so much fun, and I really hope I do well. I think I mean, I've been getting good feedback, so that's always good.
You'll be fine. Stay positive with it. Stay positive.
It's been really nice writing a song. It's a good way to get your emotions out if you have any like really strong ones, which I mean, very happy song, which is what I'm doing. I had piano, I've got my drums. Yes, really good.
Brilliant. And what else have you been up to?
Well, there's been the new Marvel show that's come out, and I'm so addicted, and it's really hard waiting a week for each episode because they're like half an hour, and you're just there waiting all week, like theorizing, like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And then you just have no idea what's gonna happen, and everything you thought was gonna happen doesn't happen. So it's been really good.
So what's that called? What are you watching?
It's called WandaVision, and you can stream it on Disney Plus. It comes out every Friday. I really highly recommend it. It's such a good show. It's so good.
Brilliant. That sounds amazing.
I would love to be in a Marvel film. I think it would just be like if I had like a top thing of like films I'd want to be in, Marvel is like at the top. They're just such good films. I would love to play someone like Wanda or maybe Captain Marvel because she's just like really, really cool. But all I need now is a good agent.
Funny you should say that, because the theme for today is agents, and we have Sam ready to come out. She's backstage, but before she does, you say you need a good agent. What do you think an agent does?
Well, I've always seen agents as not only someone who just gets you a job, because obviously that is what they do, but they're also very supportive, very helpful. If you don't have a job, they support you through that time, like, oh, you will get one because you're like the best and stuff like that. So they're like very good support factors.
Well, brilliant. Well, without further ado, shall we find out? And we'll bring out our very special guest who's backstage, Sam Dodd.
Good evening.
Hello, Sam. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm delighted to be joining you this evening.
Well, we're delighted to have you. I'm going to move you around on the screen because you see that I can do that. I have the power. So lovely. So how are you? What are you drinking there?
I am having a very cool lime and soda. Absolutely. I am. Yes, I've finished work for the day. So normally it would be gin, but hey.
Well, you could have a gin after. Well, before we crack on onto the agency bits and bobs, did you do anything before becoming an agent? Well, I know you did, but if you can explain to other people what you did. An agent wasn't your first port of call, was it?
It wasn't. I wasn't born wearing an agent's outfit. No. I originally trained to be an actor and a singer, and I went to college with your lovely self. I think you might remember me. You know, from there, I ended up working. I ran away with the circus when I was 19. So I graduated. And instead of going into the West End, which everyone assumed I would do, I literally ran away with the circus and went and traveled around Europe for 3 years, working with incredible people who had incredible skills from all these different places on the planet. And it was an incredible learning experience and something that I cherished. So by the time I came back, what I wanted to do with my life was very different. So I became very experienced and also very keen in working with physical theatre, mask work. And through that, I ended up working for the BBC. And as a performer, I got cast in a TV show which was called The Tweenies, which was very popular a fair few years ago now, because I'm ancient, of course.
What character did you play in The Tweenies?
I played Jake, who was the orange one with the yellow Mohican.
How long was that? That was a long job, wasn't it?
Yes, 3 years. It took us 3 years to shoot that, and we shot just under 400 episodes. Wow. And it was one of the biggest selling shows the BBC has ever had. Wow. So that was great. And then from there, obviously, I went on and did other TV shows. I mainly stayed within that area. And I discovered that there was a situation back in before you guys were born, back in the late 90s into the early 2000s, where the industry was very good at pigeonholing people. So if you did something really well, then they assumed that you couldn't do anything else, regardless of the fact that you had potentially the same training and background as everybody else. So I started getting interested in managing people and helping people step out of the pigeonholes the industry had put them in. And, you know, I'm cutting a long story very short here, but my business partner, Chris Carey, who also was at college with myself and Mitch, had been a stuntman for very many years. And he'd experienced the same thing because he'd literally gone from being in a play at National Theatre. And then the week after he finished that, he qualified for the stunt register. He turned up on A Touch of Frost, which is something only your parents will probably remember, but it was a TV drama at the time. And when he turned up, they'd taken all of his lines away. Oh, and they said, "You're a stuntman, so we just need you to do the action bits." And they removed all of his lines, which, as you can imagine, was very frustrating.
Yeah.
So we decided to put the agency together, one, because we wanted to work with talent, and I'd been working as a junior agent for a long time at this point. And obviously my different experience gave me the opportunity to really sort of be interesting to the industry and casting directors and producers. So when we started the agency, Chris and I did that, looking after majority mainstream talent, people like, you know, you see Josephine Joubert, who's in Death in Paradise, who's one of my clients, or Amy Bailey, who's in Vikings, people like that, alongside performers that I'd found who had maybe a circus background or a more performance-based background, a physical background. And then I've managed to bring them into the mainstream, and they're now working in mainstream TV, theatre and film.
So there's quite a lot of agents seem to just, you know, what's the word, specify on, you know, one thing, don't they? They're just, you know, for actors or actresses that, you know, maybe for television or film, but general roles, whereas you have a diverse, really diverse clientele, don't you? Shall we have a little look at, we've put together a little show reel of a few things that your clients have done, and then you can explain to us after. It's very interesting. So here we are.
By using the things I told you in confidence?
No, he didn't tell me in confidence. It wasn't pillow talk, okay? I was interviewing you about a murder. The murder of someone you cared about.
He thinks I betrayed him.
Did you tell me the truth?
Of course.
Then how can that be wrong?
Dragon is dead. Who do you want the pie for?
No dragon. The one you can't hear.
No, take it.
Thank you, Mrs. Tenby.
You are welcome, little.
Your friend is in a demonic alignment. Be careful.
First time you've seen a giant, Jon Snow? They don't stay too long, they're shy. When they stop being shy, they get angry. And when they're angry, I've seen them pound a man straight into the ground like a hammer on a nail.
That is like an incredibly diverse clientele, isn't it? I mean, that's just three of your clients there, isn't it?
Three. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So Ian White, who you could see there, who obviously played Little, I forget, Little Peter or something like that, where he was talking to the two ladies about being in demonic alignment. He also is won the Giant from Game of Thrones. He also played the Mountain in the second season of Game of Thrones, which was on his showreel, which Mitch had, but I think there's some scenes there that were not appropriate for this time of night. Game of Thrones.
Not.
Ian's amazing. We've also been friends for years, but he's 7'1". I'm 4'8". So when we go and meet, he's 7'1".
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's amazing.
And I know, which is hilarious. When I'm 4'8", so when we go and meet for dinner, everybody just literally can't help but they're just obsessed with looking at us and watching us.
I mean, that is so tall. I remember my friend Tony, he was 6'11", I think, and he literally towered over me. And I'm only 5'6", 5'7" on my CV. So yeah. And the other two clients, what about them?
Well, Malik is fantastic. He is a darling client, and I originally came across him. He was doing a lot of physical theatre, and he comes from Germany, which is and he sort of had a lot of the training and background I had when I went to the circus. So when I met him at that point, he was doing a few things. I think he'd done A Midsummer Night's Dream for the BBC, playing one of the fairies in that, but hadn't managed to break out. So it was a case of building his confidence, because he has got such incredible acting talent. And the robot you saw there, that was a show called Philip K. Dick's Electric Dreams, and that episode is called Impossible Planet. And Malik played opposite Geraldine Chaplin, and he played her assistant servant throughout it, who ends up sort of doing nefarious, dark things to help her. And you know, he really held his own with her, and it was wonderful. I went down to the set to watch them as well. And it was quite a magical thing. He really has blossomed, and now he's doing incredible things. He's about to go and shoot a Netflix movie, playing a supporting lead in that. He's about to go and shoot on Britannia 3. He's also working as a movement director for film and television as well. Yeah, he's a sweetheart. That's the key thing with all of my clients, is you have to be lovely people, and to get on in this industry, I think you have to be kind, you have to be generous, and you have to be patient, and you have to work hard. And all of my guys do that, and do that incredibly well. And of course, the beautiful Josephine, who you saw at the front there, who's in Death in Paradise, you may well be watching her at the moment. Again, absolutely lovely woman, and incredibly talented, and yeah, she's, you know, as you can see, doing incredibly well.
So they all look amazing. And how has COVID affected filming and things like that? Has it had a massive effect, or obviously it did? But...
I mean, obviously it's had a huge effect. And initially, obviously, everything shut down. With the first lockdown, everything shut down, and nobody knew how to do things safely. Film and television and commercial now are working, but it's increased the budgets, because the level of safety that we have to put in place, you have what's called a COVID coordinator who has a team of people. They have to privately test everybody every couple of days, and there has to be a testing regime that goes on. There has to be isolation for certain shoots as well, and obviously quarantine if people are coming back from abroad. So really, the lower budget productions are having sort of a bit of a problem working at the moment, but the high-end TV and film and the high-end commercials are all, you know, currently going ahead in a majority of them. And brilliant. Yeah, you know, so it's great. But unfortunately, theatre, as we all know, it's in a really dire situation. You know,
it'll all come back eventually, though, won't it? You know, it's quite upsetting at the moment, but we'll all get back there somehow. Same with our drama classes, you know, some of them are on Zoom now, and you know, we've adapted, and you sort of have to. Now you'll have to stop rambling for a sec, Sam, and not that you're rambling, I mean, you know, it's lovely to hear a ramble. I love a ramble. But we've got some questions from some viewers, and also if anybody's watching online, well, I know people are watching online, do feel free to comment and ask Sam questions. We've got some questions here that have been messaged to us earlier. So Aisha, I think you've got our first one.
Yeah, we have a question from Rianne. I think that's how you say it.
It is.
Brighton asks, are all agents the same, or should I look for a specific one? And what would be the best way to do that?
Well, first of all, make sure any agent you're approaching, if you're under 18, represents younger people. I, for instance, don't represent anyone under the age of 18. And that's because there's different legal requirements for what needs to be put in place for safety, especially for minors. So that would be the first thing that you would do. I think approaching an agent, finding out who you need to approach in the agency. So rather than writing "Dear Sir" or "Madam," you know, research is really quite easy these days. Everybody has a website, and find out who you need to direct your email to. And if they do say, please send it to a specific application's email address, make sure you do that, and then you don't send it to every other agent in the building, because there's a reason why they've done that. Normally just so that you don't block up their inboxes. And when you're approaching an agent, better off sending links. Don't send large file sizes of anything. So if you're sending a photo, send it as something that's small, or or links to things, or links to maybe a showreel if you've got a showreel. I think if you're looking for an extras agency, because obviously there's lots of different types of agents. I'm considered a mainstream agency, but more a boutique agency, working with talent that do leading and supporting leading kind of work. And obviously I have the specialist side, which you've seen as well, but you've got agents that maybe just do voiceovers. You have agents that would cover extra work, which is very separate to what a mainstream agent would do. And extra work's great for anybody under the age of 18 to really learn about how a film is made, a TV show is made, and a commercial, and to really understand, because there's a lot of waiting. So you actually learn as an extra how to wait, I think. And if any of you guys have already gone out there and done that, I'm pretty sure you have probably, you'll realise that there is not much glitz and glamour going on. But I think extra work is great for young people to really get an idea about whether it's even something they want to do, because you can get an idea and think, oh, that'd be amazing. I'd love to do that. I'd love to be famous. But actually, it's a very different kettle of fish once you're out there doing it, you know, so you may not like it.
Okay, thanks, Sam. We've got Gemma Casey Willow from Paulborough. They ask, it's a multifaceted question, so listen up. What's the best way to get noticed and stand out from the crowd? They're on several agencies at the moment, and would it be best to go on as many as possible? And also, they ask, is it important to go to drama school? I'm not sure whether they mean an older drama school when they're old or drama school now. So if you could condense that into 30 seconds.
Okay, well, first of all, I do believe that drama school is really important, you know, to finish off your education and to get yourself a really good grounding to go forward, because also you're being taught by professional people that have been in the industry, as long as it's one of the accredited schools. But I think actually it's imperative, and to make the leap from being a child actor to maybe an adult agent, you would need that to help you do that, because it gives you much more grounding that you would need. Not everybody does it, but the majority do. And it is something, you know, agents also would go to the drama school graduation shows to pick, you know, people that they would like to represent who are coming out of, you know, the fresh graduates, the young people. With regards to being on lots of different agencies, it depends on what you want to do. I, for instance, I'm an exclusive agent, so none of my clients are with other agents, except maybe one of them, you know, we do deals with managers in the US, or we've got deals with managers in France, just because they're two different areas and markets to work in. So, but essentially, I don't share my clients with any other agency. But if you're doing extra work, extras can have 4 or 5 different agents. Having more than that, you kind of muddy the waters for yourself, I would say. And potentially as well, if you're with more than 1 or 2 agents really, and they're all putting you forward for the same job, you're going to end up with a lot of conflict. And that's why also a lot of agencies just say, no, absolutely not. You know, I would say if you wanted more than 1 agent, have a modelling agent, have an acting agent, or an extras agent and a voiceover agent, but they're doing different things for you.
Yeah, I've just actually had this in from Gemma, who was the lady who asked, and she said she meant for education, but I think what you mean, Gem, is like at this stage, isn't it? Probably in their life.
I don't think that's particularly necessary at all. And I think actually part-time classes are much better, because you know, you want to enjoy your childhood and do lots of different things and be with lots of different people. And whilst drama school can be right for some people, I think for kids generally it's much better to go out there and have experience of the world, because you can end up in kind of a bit of a theatrical jazz hands bubble at this point. And that's it. No. Well,
we've got 2 more questions before I show you something that that you don't know about. It's a little surprise for you, Sam. Anyone remember, just ask questions, type away. Oh, I've got one here from Becky. Let's have a look at this. Do you want to read that out, Aisha?
Becky says, I'm interested in becoming an agent myself. How did you get into the profession, and what does a typical day look like for you?
Oh.
Well, that's a fabulous question. If you want to become an agent, I would say, first of all, go in and see if you can intern in an agency. So you really get to know how it, how it all runs, how it works, be the person that makes the tea for everybody. That's always the best way to start. And I think it's the best way to start with most things. And make sure that you like people, because you're going to be speaking to an awful lot of them. So if you're not a people person, it's definitely not the job for you. I got into the profession because, like I mentioned before, I've been working as an actor. I've seen, a lot of performers getting pigeonholed, including myself and my business partner. I had been working as an assistant agent, and it was actually my own agent that I ended up assisting because I was interested and I really wanted to get involved. And so she allowed me to come in to do some holiday cover, and I never left. So that's the best way, I would say. It's always sort of go in and offer to make the tea, definitely.
Yeah, that's a good one. Right, you have another question before I come on to this thing I'm talking about, Aisha, from James?
It's from Jack from Littlehampton.
Oh, no, there's one before that. Is there? Oh, no, sorry, there's one. Sorry, I've got one from James. Sorry, you didn't get that, Aisha. Obviously, Aisha and I are in different studios because of COVID, So James messaged just before the show, and he asked them how to get better at TV or film work. I assume he's not getting very good. There's a lot about, isn't there? Let's face it, there's tons and tons of bits and bobs of filming here and filming there, but are there places he should go to?
Are you sort of meaning, should he be a different agent, or should he maybe...
Probably, if there's any websites he can probably go to that might, I assume he's probably getting not very good.
I don't know. I mean, being a member of Spotlight, you do get a small percentage of the breakdowns that come from the bigger casting directors. So that's useful. I don't really know that much about the other casting sites because we don't use them. So I'm sort of, I couldn't really recommend necessarily that. But yeah, I mean, if you're with an agent and you're not happy, talk to them. That's always the first port of call. Spotlight, which is the main casting platform in the UK, they have a children's version or a young adults version, as well as an adults version. So if you're with an agent, they should have, they should have assisted you to get membership to that. And through that, I'm not sure how it works with children. Like I say, I don't work with them, but I think they might possibly send out the casting breakdowns only directly to the children's agents rather than the parents. But with the grown-up version, the adult version, there's a less than 10%, but they send them out to the actors.
Okay, and here we have Solar Flare. He's watching, or she's watching, on YouTube. If I was looking to go to a drama school, is there any you would recommend?
Oh, there's a fair few. I particularly love ALRA and Central School of Speech and Drama. RADA obviously is a gold standard, and Guildhall. But also as well, there are some other ones as well. I mean, there's actually quite a few. So the key for the drama schools is actually to make sure that they're accredited. And once you start going on sites for various schools like RADA, Lambda, Central, Mount View, another one which is fabulous, you will start to see what that means about accreditation, what courses they do, the fact that they're actually doing degrees in drama as well. I would recommend, if you actually want to be a performer rather than a teacher, that you go to a drama school rather than a university. That's the key, I think. Okay,
fab. Right, Sam, I had a video sent in by two of your clients who said this, said don't tell her who it is, but this reminds them slightly of her. So we'll have a little look and you can give your reaction afterwards, okay? We went undercover.
A long time ago, I had to make a choice between being a good agent and a good person, because trust me, you can't be both. So forgive me if I don't have time to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy. I am just too busy spending every waking minute pulling any string, playing any shameless trick I can to make my clients' dreams come true. I am a star maker.
I completely love that. Obviously, that's if everybody watches Frasier, that's from Frasier, and it's his agent, and she's a slight lunatic, isn't she? But she's very highly. But she's not saying there you can't be an agent and a nice person. I mean, is that true?
Well, I think I've got an edge, darling. But I actually completely disagree with that, because I think that you can't be an agent and be a good person. You have to like your clients and be supportive and understanding, but also as well, you have to be tough, because you have to be able to negotiate, do deals, understand contracts. There is a huge element of knowing how to draw lines and work with people, but you always have to be kind, even when you're negotiating. The only time you save your teeth for when it's really required, when someone's done something they really shouldn't have done, and that's normally somebody doing it to you, one of your clients. Chris and I always see ourselves as Mama and Papa Bear, where we kind of, we look after our clients, but we're there to also maul anybody that attacks them at any time.
No, you're absolutely right. Okay, I've got another couple of questions here. I've just have to say, Brandon just messaged and said he goes to drama class already. How long does it take to become an agent? But you've already gone through that, and he goes to our Pulborough branch. So hi, Brandon, thanks for those lovely words, that he enjoys it. Aisha, we've got Jack from Littlehampton, but that was how do you become an agent, which you've already been through, Sam. Kane from Horsham says, how many performers do you represent?
Right. Well, I've not just got performers, but I've got creatives as well. So I also represent casting directors and movement directors. So and also creature makers who build the actual creature suits and things like that. So with that combined, I've got 85 clients. Yeah, wow. It sounds a lot, but also as well, don't forget, it's not just me, it's Christopher Carey too. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Aisha, before you ask that question, I was just going to say, David from Stenning asks, what's your day-to-day routine like? I think somebody asked that question earlier, but what do you do? What do you eat? What do you drink? What time do you get up? Do you get up? Do you have to speak to? I remember you sort of talking. Sometimes you have to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning to speak to people in LA, because obviously they're working at a different time.
Well, I try not to wake up to do it, because that's never very effective. Try to stay awake, and also stay off the gin if that's happening, most definitely. My normal day, I probably get up about 6:30, 7 o'clock, walk the dog, always do my yoga in the morning to keep myself calm. It's very key, because it's generally very, very, very busy what I do. So after a bit of morning time with me and my lovely doggy, work will start around 9:30, and it's going over the emails that's come in overnight, dealing with the self-tapes, because obviously at the moment people can't go to castings, so they're being asked to tape. So I'm processing that, because we use a special system called Tagmin, so we have to go through that and make sure everything's meeting deadlines with tapes for the casting directors. Then it's generally putting people up for promoting them for work. It's making sure that CVs are up to date. Can
I just ask you as well, do you contact casting directors randomly, or do you just always only when things come in? When things come in. I'll bring Aisha back, because she was lost. Hi, Aisha, you're back.
Hello there.
Sorry, the laptop froze.
Don't worry, that's fine. You're back.
Absolutely. I don't like to use the word random. I've got it, obviously. I've been doing obviously, if there's something I think a client's perfect for, I'll submit them and also push them as well. And when I know a client's got, say, a show coming out, or they've got, had some new headshots done, or I've got some new clients, I will do pushes for them, where I will contact the casting directors. I don't want to give my clients away, do I now? The casting directors that I have a good relationship with, then I will contact them and let them know who I've got, send them their reels, and update headshots if that needs to be done, that kind of thing, on their records. So Yeah, it's not cold calling in that way.
No.
But that's what you do as an assistant and junior building up to being an agent, is you're actually building those relationships with the producers and casting directors. They're all important, so that, you know, when you are in charge of a team of people, you know, you've got a roster, that you aren't cold calling, because it never goes down well.
No, absolutely. You're totally right. Oh, hold on. Thank you, Brenda. Right. Okay. That's a reminder, because we obviously have the talent spot, which I hadn't forgotten about, but we need to do the talent spot. So I'm very excited about this. Okay, so who is it for this show? This is, well, I'll talk about it afterwards, keep you in suspense. This is a longer video than we'd normally have. It's about 2 minutes and 30 or something, and it's great. But usually if you send in a video, make it a minute or 2 minutes or so. This is fab, so have a little watch of this.
When are you gonna come down? When are you going to land? I should have stayed on the farm, should have listened to my old man. You know you can't hold me forever, I didn't sign up with you. I'm not a present for your friends to open, this boy's too young to be singing the blues. So goodbye, yellow brick road, where the dogs of society howl. You can't let me in your penthouse, I'm going back to my plow. Back to the howling old owl in the woods, haunting the honey-bad toad. Oh, I finally decided my future lies beyond the yellow brick road. What do you think you're doing? I bet that I shoot down your plane. It'll take you a couple of vodka and tonics to set you on your feet again. Maybe you'll get a replacement, there's plenty like me to be found. Mongrels who ain't got a penny, singing for tidbits like you on the ground. So goodbye, yellow brick road, where the dogs of society howl. You can't let me in your penthouse, I'm going back to my plow. Back to the howling old owl in the woods, haunting the honey-bagged toad. Oh, I finally decided my future lies beyond the yellow brick road.
Oh, there's Max. That's Max from Littlehampton, and I've got to give a big shout out to Max. Not only is he a really lovely, chilled guy, and as you say, Sam, about being nice, he's a really nice guy. He's so talented. He loves Elton John. Who doesn't love Elton John? He had all those props, the costume. He played the piano. He played the drums. He sequenced it all. Did some harmonies on top. He's got an Oscar there. He's got a golden hat. Who doesn't want a golden hat in their room? And he had that massive television screen on the back. I mean, he really set the scene well, didn't he?
He certainly showed he's got some great budding talent going on there. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I did mean to say as well, it was along the bottom of the screen, but if your talent wasn't shown, because some people have sent them in, they'll be in a compilation video. We're going to do one once a month, and then it's going to be on the Sussex Youth Theatre website as well. So that was picked by Anastasia, lovely Anastasia, who picks the videos for us. Okay, do you know what, Sam? You've been amazing. You've told us so much. Are you up for having a little bit of fun now? Because we've got to have a bit of fun to counteract everything, haven't we? Not that that wasn't fun, but you know.
Did I bore you to tears?
You haven't bored us to tears at all. So we're going to have a little bit of fun. Now, this is a game. It's called 10 questions, 1 minute. So I have my timer here ready. So as actors and presenters and agents, we can all ramble, can't we? We can talk the hind leg off a donkey. So this is your mission. Aisha and I are going to be putting you under pressure to answer these questions as well, not necessarily as quickly as you can, but just in the time allotted. So are you ready? Oh, hold on. I've got a little thing to play here because I made a little special thing. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, your time starts after I've after I've questioned your first question, asked your first question. I couldn't think of the word. After I've asked your first question, your time starts. You ready? Right.
Yeah.
What's your favourite chocolate bar?
Double decker.
What's your favourite meal?
Oh, steak and chips.
Oh, steak and chips. What's your favourite place for a holiday?
Cape Verde.
Oh.
What's the worst meal someone could give you?
Oh, anything with meatballs or sort of really gristly mince.
Oh, mince. I love mince. What's your favourite drink?
Oh, gin and tonic.
What's your favourite song?
Oh, crikey, so many. I think it has to be, I Dreamed a Dream. Oh, actually, I'm more of a Guns N' Roses fan. Paradise City, there you go.
That's a bit of an extreme, isn't it, from Les Mis to Guns N' Roses. Your favourite film?
Joker.
15 seconds. What age did you...
What age did you leave home?
16.
And what car do you drive?
Mini Cooper Clubman.
What's your best quality?
Oh, I've got lovely hair.
Look at that. Dead on 1 minute.
Oh,
see, look at you. Dead on 1 minute. Well done. Well done. Okay, so you got to take your heart there. Hold on. We've got a couple of comments coming in. Just, no, that's okay. Oh, just one before we go on to the last little bit. Just quickly, Mel asked, what advice would you give people to help them prepare for an interview, for an audition, before we come to our final question, Sam?
Always remember that when you're walking into the room, the people that are waiting for you want you to get the job. They want you to be good. They are on your side. So don't be frightened to walk in and be confident and say hello and enjoy that meeting. They've chosen to meet you.
I think you're absolutely right, aren't you? I mean, I've been on both sides. I've been an actor, I've been a producer, I've been a director. And the thing you want most from people is confidence. You want them to be able to walk into the room and go, yeah, I can do this job. Not in an arrogant way, but just in a confident way. Just so thanks for that, Sam. That's great advice. However, I want you to know, if you were to produce a film or a play, who would your ideal cast be? You can have up to 5 people. Wait for it. You can have up to 5 people. They can be living or not, fictional or real, family, friends, famous people, or imaginary characters.
Okay, so my first pick would be Joaquin Phoenix. His role on Joker, he was sublime, and again it feeds back to my love of physical theatre. So I think you're probably going to find most people are physical theatre based, and his interpretation of the character is second to none. So absolutely 100% Joaquin Phoenix. Sir Patrick Stewart, because I just adore Star Trek. I'm a massive sci-fi geek, and I just adore him. And on that note, Doug Jones, one, because he's just like literally a legend when it comes to, again, physical theatre. He has done incredible work with Guillermo del Toro in Hellboy and in so many amazing films. Plus, he plays Captain Saru in Star Trek Discovery. So, again, absolutely incredible. Who else? Oh, I'm going to have to say Sarah Douglas. Now, only people over 40 will know who Sarah Douglas is at the moment, but she's one of my clients. She, again, is a legend. She played Aisha in the original Superman movies. And also as well, she plays one of the leading characters in the hit Christmas movies on Netflix that you can see at the moment, A Christmas Prince. She's in all 3 of those. And she's just, again, a lovely, lovely human being and has amazing stories. I love going to dinner with her. So it would be mainly chatting to her in my movie. I'd never get anything done. So I have one more? One more.
Yes, you have one more.
Mitch.
Oh.
I have to have you because he is a superb actor. And also, if you want a comedy butler or a comedy waiter, he's your man.
Exactly. That's why I want Sam. I just want one film where I come and steal the entire film and get the Oscar for that one couple of lines I wander in. Who did that? Dame Judi Dench, didn't she? Wandered in, said a few lines as Victoria and won an Oscar. So
I think she did more than a few lines.
Oh, 7 or something. It wasn't like, you know, a lot. I mean, well deserved, obviously. Who wouldn't? Judy an Oscar. Oh, thanks, darling. That's very sweet of you. And I'll put that as a quote somewhere. And my final question to you is, what's the best piece of advice you could give anyone wanting to get into the business that they have to keep with them in their mind when they're training, when they go out, when they do jobs, everything?
Oh, I think it's definitely work hard, be kind. Full stop.
Work hard, be kind, full stop. On that note, we all thank you so much from the bottom of our heart for taking your time out to speak to us today, Sam. Thank you so much, and we hope that you come back soon.
Yeah, I'd love to. It's been an absolute delight. Lovely to see you and to meet you as well, Aisha.
Yeah, you too.
Right, take care, Sam.
Bye.
Right, she's gone. What did you think of her, Aisha?
She's so nice, and she definitely showed that agents have their client's best interest at heart. Like, she's exactly what I would think an agent would be.
Yeah, she's perfect. She's lovely. So is that what you take away from the conversation? Have you learned a lot about what you do in auditions, or, you know, things like that?
She gave a lot of good advice about like drama school, and definitely about working hard and being kind. That was obviously we know that, but it's very good to know that I'm doing everything right so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And we need people like Sam to guide us through. People like Sam and we're sort of older now, and we had people like us, I suppose, when we were younger to help guide us through. And that's the whole point of the youth theatre, really, to help you guys get where you want to be. So I'm glad you enjoyed Sam. So Sam's disappeared. So do you know who our next guest is?
Don't tell. Is it Justin Bieber?
No.
Is it? Oh, come on. It has to be Zac Efron.
No, it's not Zach. I spoke to Zach the other day, but it's not him. He can't make it for another year.
Okay, so what about? Oh, come on. It has to be. The only option left is Tom Hanks.
No, Tom's filming, unfortunately. He can't make it on a COVID set, so he's not going to be able to make it. We have none other than award-winning writer Simon Davies coming in.
Of course it's him.
Simon Davies. So you're going to go off now and you're going to do some research on him, yeah? And you're going to find some questions for him to answer. So Simon, he won a Royal Television Society Award for writing. He wrote lots of episodes of Tickabilla and Monster Cafe, different bits and bobs. He's been a presenter on lots of channels. Mainly his jobs now, he presents and acts, but he's done tons of writing. He does loads and loads of things. So he'll be really interesting to talk to. And another legend like Sam is on there. So Aisha, have you enjoyed your first outing as rising star?
Yeah, it's been great. With the little bit where my computer froze, but it was great.
Right. It was live. These things happen. So I will see you. Trundle off and get things researched for next time, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
See you later. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. It's a real pleasure. Hopefully, Sam and Aisha, you've all learned something from Sam especially, and Aisha's like a breath of fresh air. She's absolutely amazing to have on, and hopefully we answered your questions. Do feel free to call me anytime, get those talent videos in as well, and there's loads of stuff happening, so watch to the very end, all the credits and stuff, to see how you can get involved. So I've just got to find that little video then. But until next time, until February the 23rd, that's when Simon's coming on. So do join us then. Have a fabulous rest of your evening.